All right, friends, good evening. This is Sunday night, the 19th of March. Tonight, we're going to talk about the GIG Investment Club, which is an initiative of the GIG Cooperative Bank. And our agenda then is quickly how to become a GIG investor, what are the club benefits, what is the role of the Cooperative Bank in this investor club, a quick overview of the GIG investment journey, a quick introduction of current investment opportunities, a bit of an ad on future investment opportunities, and then just our contact details, and then we'll end with questions and answers. So to become a GIG Investor Club member, you have to be a GIG Cooperative Bank member, which is a 250 Rand registration once off, and then you choose the 70 or 140 Rand a month membership. You don't automatically get the GIG Investor account. You have to ask for it by writing an email to manager@gigtrust.co.za. But the monthly account fees are included in your membership, so you don't pay extra for it. And the first 2,000 Rand will not earn interest, but if you want your account to earn interest, you will have to then activate it with more than 2,000 Rand. Now, this 2,000 Rand just stays in the account. It's a holding account until you've decided what to do with your money. Then you can extract it and pay it over into the investment opportunity of your choice. So what are the benefits? The benefits are that you receive information on the latest available investment opportunities. You then choose your own investment portfolio and you manage it. But in the process, you will develop investment skills and you'll grow from crowdfunding to participative funding to sophisticated investor to ultimate having a family office. And we'll just introduce the concepts a bit further just now. So what is the Cooperative Bank's role in this big thing? It provides and administers many members' accounts, and you have 4 accounts. You have access to a 6, 12, or 24-month fixed deposit account at interest, and for that you can go to gig.coop to check at the latest interest rates. There's a 32-day notice deposit. Then there's your automated account that you get when you join is a loan link share account, which allows you any surplus in that account is the money that you can borrow against interest-free. And then tonight, we're going to focus on the Investor Club account. Now, the Investor Club account, by having an account with GIG Cooperative Bank, you automatically then become a member of the GIG Investor Club, whereby you have access to various investment opportunities operated by private entities, and we are constantly scrutinizing these opportunities by an entity called GIG Wealth, which is a regulated Category 2 FSP. So that's just in general the structure, but it's still your money. You decide until you invest it into a private opportunity, and even there it remains your money, and you take the risk and you take the profit. So the stages of the investor journey can be summarized with this little picture, where when you're in struggle, which is where income less expenses is a minus, we advise you to become a member of the GIG Investor Club, start investing some money in it so that at least you build up to a 2,000 Rand that you can spread over various investments. And in the process, we also encourage you to grow your loan link share deposits to at least 4,000, so that after a year, you can borrow up to 3 times against this money, which will give you 12,000. And then over time, you will have access to various investment opportunities like cattle, forex, gold, and other opportunities, which we will talk about more. Now, we refer to this stage as crowdfunding because your own money is not enough to make a big dent in an investment opportunity. But with a crowd's money of 500 Rand or 1,000 Rand, one can start funding a substantial project. Then the next stage is called stability, where you have a surplus. and where you're starting to have between 2,000 and 100,000 in investment money spread over various investments. And by that time, we trust that you have built up a deposit of at least 10,000 in loan-linked share, so that you can borrow against it up to 30,000 to be spread over various opportunities. At this stage, you are still in crowdfunding, but you could also, in some instances, do your own participative funding, where a group of you pool your money and put it into some sort of business opportunity. Then ultimately, well, not ultimately, the third phase is success, where you have 3 or more income streams. You have between 100,000 and 1 million spread over various investments. You have at least 100,000 available in loan-linked share that you can gear up to 300,000 if you see the right investment opportunity. And at this stage, you would be considered a sophisticated investor. And what it basically means is that you have learned how to analyze risk for yourself. And you are then okay with taking some risk, like people who invest in, these cryptocurrencies and some other investment opportunities. And then ultimately, we want everybody to get to the stage of having a family office. And in GIG, we define it when you have more than 1 million in various investments, more than 100,000 in the loan-linked share. And it basically means that we can then start to work with you as a family, and where needed, start bringing a team around you of lawyers, accountant, and eventually you could hand over your whole portfolio to an entity like GIG Wealth to manage it on your behalf. So these are then the stages of the investor journey, from crowdfunding to participative funding to sophisticated, to be a sophisticated investor, to having a family office where you can now afford to lock into the best brains in the industry when it comes to investment. So, what are our current investment opportunities? For many years, we worked with a cattle feedlot project which had 2 monthly intakes, and the money was then tied up for a 12-month period. We managed then to link up with another entity, because in these uncertain times, we don't want this specific investment to be spread over too long a period. We managed to get it down to monthly intake, so people can invest monthly, however much they want to invest, but a minimum of 500 at a time. The money is whatever you then invest. If you now invest in March, that money intake will officially start the 1st of April for 6 months. And at the end of that 6 months, your money will then be returned to you with a growth. It could also technically a loss, but so far we've averaged a return of 7% per 6 months, which is roughly 14% per annum. To become part of this specific project, you have to become a member of the Smart Investment Stokvel. And if you are not yet a member of the Stokvel, because as a member of the Stokvel, you'll get a unique investment number, and then you can just invest directly into the account with your reference number, and we'll be able to pick it up. But if you're not yet a member, you can then email to jaco@gigwealth.co.za. And then just a glimpse on future opportunities. I'm busy with a potential client who's doing housing development projects, and there's an opportunity to come in on a project by a specific address by address. That's why we call it a housing co-developer project, for an investment period of 4 to 7 years. The nature of the investment is that it's a current house that can be subdivided on a large piece of land. The first house will be here in the Randburg area. And then they're waiting for rezoning. Now, we say it's an investment period of 4 to 7 years. That's if rezoning comes through, it'll be 7 years. If rezoning doesn't come through, we'll know by the end of 4 years. Then people can just decide to cash out, sell the house, take the money, move it elsewhere. Over the period of the project, we expect a return on investment in the region of 14% per annum. So you'll see that 14% per annum is pretty much our benchmark for the kind of opportunities we're looking at. In this opportunity, you will become a co-shareholder. Shares will be made available at 1,000 Rand a share, and it's up to the investor how many shares they would like. But once the necessary money has been raised, there would be no further issuing of shares, and that group of shareholders will then participate in the whole project until completion. And at completion, if zoning comes through, to have 7 units for sale, and you could decide to continue and maybe invest in some of the units yourself. Then, in exciting development, we are busy setting up a SME growth fund called Pioneer Capital, and we pretty much far down the track where we're looking at raising R1 million at 1,000 Rand a share, so there will be 1,000 shares on offer, and investors will then become co-owners of the fund, where the fund will go towards SMEs for working capital finance, but in some cases even fund extensions of the business or machinery and equipment, where some of the security could be in the area of co-owning business. And again, we'll also just invest in projects that will give us over time a return on investment of in the region of 14% per annum. So let's just have a look at what's already there. If you look at pioneercapitalfunding.com, I'm just going to open it up and show you. So if you can become an investor, and if you click on the block, it changes. It says own shares in a business that identifies and administers risk-worthy investment in SMEs. Get funding. So people who want to apply for funding can then apply for operational or asset funding or equity funding. Or you can become a free member by just staying informed and give us your contact detail, and we'll send you updates if we have anything. And then further, by clicking on read more, it will show you what do we mean by becoming an investor. That's where we create new businesses, fund existing businesses, have shares in existing businesses, how it works. So click anywhere you want. The team behind it, let's just see, where are we? Contact us, about us. Let's just see. So the current team behind this SME Growth Fund is Musi Kubeka, Gavin Julian, and Isaac Ntaku. I will be involved from GIG Wealth's perspective as a regulatory partner, just to make sure that we do everything correct from a regulatory point of view. Okay, so that's that information. Let me get back to my screen. Where are we now? So that's the SME Growth Fund. Then you could still buy gold and silver coins directly and keep it in your own safe, or get GIG to put it in a vault for you. Then at that, when you have it in a vault at GIG, you could even borrow against it. But to find out more about that, you need to contact Jason at gigtrust.co.za. And then there's still a lot of that around, and we've arranged with a trading platform where people who want to learn how to trade Forex currency online, which is high risk and high return. The fact is that all the banks have got departments just dedicated to do that with your money, which they use then. We can then provide free training. Sorry, let me just go back. Free training. You start with a dummy account while you learn, and when you're ready, you would require 1,000 Rand to open up a live account. For any information more on that, and if you're interested to learn, it could well become something that could fit. If you like figures and you like statistics and that kind of high energy dynamics, then contact Jaco at gigwealth.co.za and we'll set you up with the correct trading platform. So for any further contact, you can then contact myself at that number or that email address, or my son Yaku, who is now heading GIG Wealth, at that number or at that email address.